Okay, hey, all right. We're we're gonna try to take the bike apart. There's been some issues. Part of those issues need to be solved with a hammer, and then part of those issues is gonna be like fire. Um, Most of the assembly has all been like thread lockered, to protect all this stuff from falling apart. And it's done a pretty good job. But right now, our sprocket has died and seen its last days, and it just destroys chains in like less than a mile. And we need to figure out a way to rearrange how the assembly on the shifter connects to the transmission. And I got a theory on how to do that. But as of right now, the bike needs to have some work done to it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do our best, as best as I can, to take this thing apart, piece by piece. Take it to the very core of it, and replace it. See if we can get this thing lined back up again. Because it's not a never-ending battle. It's a never-winning battle with the Pink Panther. Okay, GoPro, stop capture. Alright, part of what I do is I got a bunch of strings attached to the ceiling, and I tie it up to like 4 anchor points on the bike, and lift it into the air and hope that it doesn't fall on my face as I'm cranking on it, trying to take all the pieces apart. Like you do. Alright. GoPro, stop capture. GoPro, stop capture. Okay, here we are. We're underneath the belly of the beast. And we'll be able to see the issues at hand. So I'm going to tilt back right here, and the sprocket that this chain goes onto here in the back has gotten to a worn state, and it retains grip on the chain, and it's shredding the links with the teeth. And then part of my issue, let's see if I can get this up here. I don't know if it's going to be in focus, probably not. But what you're looking at right now is where the shifter on the roll-off transmission, it meets the chain. This is the thinnest chain that I think I could find. I think it's 7.1 8-speed that will fit between the two, and it rubs on the assembly here, and it's destroying the chain, and it'll bounce and then explode, like chains do. And so that's what's happening right now. So we have to take apart everything down here to get to this middle sprocket, because the whole tires and everything have to come off. And then we're gonna have to let's see if I can set the camera down. Come on. Here we go. Okay, so when we take this off here, this piece here, when we take this off, we're gonna shift this whole unit so that it's in the middle, pointing down. It's the only way to get this base plate to stop touching this gear. It's gonna have, I don't know if I'm getting this angled up right, but it's the only way to get. And then these cables here are going to be facing down. Besides that, I don't have no other idea what to do to make this work. So we'll see. I guess now we just start taking things apart. GoPro, stop capture. GoPro, stop capture. GoPro, stop capture. All right. So, story time from underneath the belly of the beast. We have gone and removed all the brake calipers in the back. I mean, I say all, but there's two. We have disconnected the chain that runs to the rear differential. And so, it's free here. I don't know, our views are going to be worth a while to look at here. And this is our chain. This is the sprocket we're going to switch out. At first it looks not too bad, but then you come across some of the tines here. They're pretty messed up. I mean, not bad, but when I run a chain through it, it'll grab it and it doesn't want to let go. There's another one that's messed up pretty good, I'd guess. So there's at least two that are pretty good, maybe three. I'm not counting these, but yeah. But they're mashed pretty good, I'm guessing. And just, yeah, the chain, it gets gripped up in there and it doesn't want to let go. But that's not even necessarily our main thing. With the chain out of the way, you can see the wear pattern on this plate from where the chain rubs against the metal on the shifter here for the transmission. What we'll do is we're gonna shift this. So just a second here, and we stop, and then I'll record again. GoPro, stop capture. Okay, so we're still underneath the belly of the beast. We cut a bunch of the zip ties. You can see here where there's a crack in the flame. I guess I need to get good at welding so I could fix that. And we have taken apart the assembly for this roll-off transmission here, but this piece here, right here, the shifter part that connects to the shifter part that shifts the shifter part inside of the shifter, this piece won't fit in between the frame back here, and so that, like, even if I shifted this whole thing so that this piece here was back here, it's still gonna rub on the chain spot as well. So we're gonna have to see about ordering a replacement or change this thing out, something, so that we can have clearance, because the chain, even though that we have the smallest chain possible on here, still rubs on the side of this, and we're still getting hang-ups and explosions on chain. So we're gonna see about trying to order that piece, and then we still have to disassemble this rear differential here. So we split this in half. We split the rear differential in half, and then we take off the outside wheels, and then we could pull it apart, and then we can get to this sprocket here, switch the sprocket out, put the new sprocket back in. We have new bearings and stuff like that too that we can put in, and then we put everything back together, maybe. and see where we go from there. We're gonna have to see about ordering, see if we can get some kind of modification for this roll-off so that it works right. It's just too close. There's just no way. I don't understand why it was made this way. It just grinds on the side of this. It works sort of, but it's faulty, yo. All right. Well, we tried to make some progress, but I think it's going to be like an order things, invest, replace. I don't know. I'm replacing that roll-off thing is expensive. Hopefully I could just get a part and go from there. I guess that's somewhat sort of progress. The hardest part's going to be taking off the wheels and getting the differential split apart, because everything is all Loctited together, and some of the smaller set screws are a nightmare because you just destroy your Allen wrenches and the actual set screws. So I have tons of replacements for the set screws, and I might have to order a couple new sets of Allen tools. I keep breaking the whatever one size is and rounding them out, you know. But that's where we are right now, underneath the belly of the beast. All right, let's keep going. GoPro, stop capture. Okay, so I think we got as much done today as that we're gonna do. We got the bike split in half. I got it flipped upside down. I can't get that other wheel off. I got the bolt off on the outside, but the sleeve, this little sleeve jobby down here that hangs out, slides on the end of the post, I guess, or whatever, won't let go or something on the outside edge. And I've tried to undo some stuff, like the set screw on the brake here, and I don't know. So we got this apart here. This is what it looks like better in the light. You know, it doesn't look so bad, but I don't know what else to do. I gotta somehow get this wheel off, and then I gotta split this apart. So I started taking this apart. It takes forever. These are long-winded as all get out. So start taking that apart. Hopefully I can get these two bits apart. There's a set screw in the middle out here. I got that taken out of. So I'm just gonna keep taking it apart till I can split it apart. Then I can get this sprocket off, switch this sprocket out. I think, if I have another one. If not, no big deal, because we're gonna have to wait until we can get a replacement. Maybe a new attachment for end of this that attaches to this right here, because this right here, once again, it keeps catching on this. It might not seem like a big deal to me, but big deal to anybody, I guess, but there's no clearance here, and it's rubbing all the time. And I'm using the smallest chain I got to make this work, and it's just not working, yo. But to take this roll-off off, I have to take off these two black caster jobbies off, and then I can get the little nipple bit out and take the quick release. Just, you know, tightens it. It doesn't actually make it so that I can pull it off without removing these two black casters out of the way. So I'll have to pull that off, and then possibly get somebody to give me an idea on how to switch out just this piece here. This piece here that, you know, you ratchet this piece here, and it switches in the shifter on the inside of this roll-off in of itself. So anyway, I need to figure out some way this piece needs to get changed, because it can't live up here. There's a whole equipment here. There's nowhere this can live that the chain doesn't rub on this. It's the design is just, it's not working for me. Yeah. So that's how far we made it. We'll have to try again tomorrow and see what else we can take apart. And then try to order pieces and parts to replace things. When we put everything back together, we might have to do new cabling of some sort. Maybe there's like some 90s or something else like that we can hook up somewhere that would make it so that, I don't know, I'm at a loss. But yeah, we'll have to do that, change out those things. Got some easy soldering to do, add the secondary battery pack on, and then do some charging, because the camera and my cell phone are almost dead, and can't watch any more cartoons as I'm working. But we made some progress, I guess. We'll just go ahead and push things out of the way and leave this for another day, and just keep hoofing it until we can figure out just how to keep this disaster still rolling, I guess. Yeah. Well, anyway, take care, take luck, take my beard. I'm out of here. Be well. GoPro, stop capture.